What's up, guys? It's Eric again, back with another video. I figured this time I would be live. I don't really even know why I got this headset on, so let's go ahead and just take the headset off. I really don't know why I had it on, but anyway, guys, I figured I would do a live stream. I really haven't done a live stream in quite some time. If you guys got comments, you guys want to go ahead and put in the comments here. I'll try to read them. And I put on here what's happening with me in kind of a BS session. So what this is you guys can come in here, kind of ask questions, and I'm just going to kind of sit here and jibber jabber away. It can be really anything. It can be from beer, it can be from sports, it can be a little bit like from my personal life, from my weight and stuff, which I'll go ahead and go through here and kind of tell you, kind of do a little catch up here and whatnot has been going on. So probably the first thing you guys probably want to know is, where are the videos at? I really haven't done really a whole lot of videos, only because it's been kind of cold out in Michigan. If you guys are any part of the Midwest, it's been cold, although it's the last couple of days here, it's been pretty nice. And I got invited down to Cincinnati here for my good friend Rod J. Beer Ventures. I don't know if anybody actually subscribed to him that's subscribed to my channel, but it's kind of a little bit of a kind of a beer show where we just kind of sit around, we kind of BS, kind of like what I'm doing here. Sit around BS, but there'll be three of us right here on the screen. And we just kind of sit and we just kind of talk here. And they invited me down. They said, "Hey, Eric, we're gonna have a Cincinnati Beer Fest kind of going on here, and we'd like you to come down." And Todd is, I don't know if anybody knows Todd, a part of the channel, but if you're a part of Rod J's channel, you know who he is. They're gonna come down, and we're gonna kind of just go to the Beer Fest here and maybe get a bite to eat and do a couple of other things. So I said, "Yeah, I'll come down." So I got in the car, jumped down to Cincinnati, which from here is probably about a good 5-hour drive. Now, if you're kind of taking your time, it's going to take you 5-6 hours. But for me, just shoot right down 75 and boom, you're pretty much in Cincinnati. I kind of like Cincinnati. I don't get to very many big cities quite like I used to do kind of back in my younger days, which kind of going over to Detroit or going over to Chicago. And I haven't really been to Indianapolis yet. So, but kind of going with that, I like the city. The Bengals and goodness, I can't even remember what the two stadiums are. Kind of going back to my the sports background, but I did go by those two places. I didn't get a picture. I probably really should have got it when I was down there on Sunday and got the video, got pictures of it. And I could have posted it right up here on my Facebook or my Twitter account or my Instagram account. It's probably really where I would probably really put that. But anyway, I didn't get to do any of that. I really didn't even take much video, even though I have some video and I've uploaded it here to the channel. I really haven't done much. I haven't even actually got into there to see what kind of even content that I've got. And I'll admit, I was having such a good time too. I didn't really even kind of get the camera out and kind of take really any video. Though there's some B-roll and some of that sort of stuff going on there, but nothing kind of me going around, kind of walking around here and whatnot. It's just kind of me kind of painting the place we're at, which I think was Duke Energy Center, I think is where it was at. That's right downtown Cincinnati. But actually very, very nice. Christopher Medina, how do Bud Light taste to you or taste to me? Christopher, it's not bad if you just want just a typical adjunct lager, a light adjunct lager, and that's all you really want. It's very, very, very good. To me anyway. I'll pretty much, you put anything in front of me and I'll go ahead and I'll drink it. But kind of getting back to the beer channel, or the beer channel, the beer fest. Sorry guys, I'm kind of all over the place today. Yeah, we were down there, we had a great time. I met a couple people that I wouldn't necessarily meet through my everyday travels up here in Michigan. And by the time the day was done and kind of the weekend was done, the kind of weekend just kind of went just like that. I got down there Friday evening and I headed back about Sunday about noon. I got back home right around 5 o'clock. So very, very nice. Very, very nice time. I thank Rod and I thank Todd and kind of all those guys that have been, that kind of contribute to me here too, along with Special K, Domingo, all those guys from the Kentucky Brew Reviews. I don't know if anybody actually watches their content, but they were down there as well. And I think one other person was down there, but I don't think we ever got to interact with them as much. Maybe Rod did when he was down there, but a very nice time down in Cincinnati. I hope we get the chance to go back there. And I just kind of like Cincinnati here. I really, like I said, I don't really get to many big cities much. I don't get to New York, Chicago, Cleveland. Haven't really ever been to Cleveland other than one time, and that was way, way back. I really don't even remember it. But kind of around the Midwest cities, I don't necessarily get big Midwest cities. Excuse me, I don't necessarily get around. But um, I don't know how many people actually kind of sit here and kind of sit and watch my videos about the content that I produce when I did live videos. But I used to have a weekend ramble kind of series where I would just turn on the camera and I would just kind of sit here and jibber jabber, whether it was on this thing, whether it was on this webcam camera that I've got. But one of the big things is kind of my weight. And I've kind of lost about 20 pounds right now, and it's kind of been holding steady kind of right around there. So there really hasn't been much of a shift in the right direction. It's kind of been sitting there pretty steady. I'm right at about 275, 280, right on there. My heaviest was 305 pounds, but I've kind of came down from that. Obviously, if I've lost 20, 25 pounds, I've put significant weight off, but I kind of want to get down to around 200 pounds. And it's still me kind of doing the beer stuff, kind of drinking stouts, porters, all that stuff where you really shouldn't do when you're trying to lose weight, or at least attempting to. And I'll admit I'm kind of half-assing it. I still eat kind of junk like pizza, hamburgers, all that sort of stuff. And I kind of go back for seconds and thirds even. And I really shouldn't be really even doing that while trying to lose weight. But the scale hasn't necessarily moved. I mean, it's moved in the right direction there initially, but it's kind of halted. I'm kind of plateaued there. And I kind of really need to get back to actually kind of how I really lost weight is I did intermittent fasting, which is how I do it is I eat breakfast and I eat lunch, and then I don't eat again until the following day, which would be breakfast. And I usually have this one packet of instant oatmeal. I'll go ahead and put it in a bowl, mix it up with a little bit of milk, a splash of milk, and eat it, and boom, I'm right out the door. Or if I don't have that, I'll grab a banana, have a banana. Or what's been happening is we got a cafeteria right at work, and I'm kind of eating, and I really shouldn't be admitting this, but I am. I've been eating those the sausage McMuffins, their own actual sausage McMuffins, which is right there, and I usually have 2 of them. Which again, it just goes back to the diet. You really can't sit here and kind of plow in your face food time after time after time again, because if you want to lose weight, you really got to put towards the effort. And I'll admit, I kind of been half-assing it for a long, long, long time. And being a big guy like me, I've been a big guy for goodness, how long has it been now? About I would say almost, let's see, I'm 42 now, probably going on 20 years now. When I was kind of rail thin when I was in high school, and I've kind of ballooned up to this size. It's really hard, especially in your late 30s going into your 40s. It's really hard to get the weight off unless you're willing to put in the effort and time and all that. So that's kind of where I'm at with the weight. And kind of as you can kind of see behind me here, I'm going to kind of get away back here. I'm going to turn the camera here just a little bit. I don't know in the earlier video if you guys have seen where I kind of was going to get all this. Let me kind of pan down here. I got some boards here, and I got to do a little bit more cleanup. But for the most part, it's pretty much cleaned up here. I'm going to set this right back down here. So pretty much kind of what I want to do with those boards there that I kind of showed you just a little bit earlier. I kind of want to make this kind of like a mudroom. So this kind of window right here is probably more or less kind of where I'm going to stop here. I'm going to go back all the way back to the doorway. And I'm sure in some of the videos that I've sat here, there's another doorway in here. That's kind of the main doorway to the kitchen. But I kind of want to take that out, actually kind of continue across. I'm going to still have a window out there so you can actually see out there. The window is going to stay, but the door is going to come out. And I might have to, while I'm doing that, I've been thinking about actually kind of redoing the kitchen. All this stuff, all the stuff right here might be going away, but all this stuff kind of puts those cabinets into place right there. So I don't really have a plan of action for the kitchen, but I do have a plan of action kind of behind me to kind of get this kind of mudroom done. And I'm kind of waiting for the weather to kind of turn to start these kind of projects. And another thing is I got to put the drip rails on the house here. And I also got to redo the porch because some of the boards on the porch are starting to are broken or starting to rot. It just needs a kind of a total rebuild there. And it all takes time and money, and you got to find the time to do it. And when you own a house, you really can't just kind of be just kind of just living here. Let's go ahead and put it that way. So that's kind of the projects that have been kind of going on here. I don't know if you guys necessarily kind of like the vlogging style videos that I do. Like this last time, I really haven't been putting much content out there. I will fully admit that. and I'm trying to get back into the mood of trying to do videos. Now, I said before that I was going to try and do this, but I really haven't gotten that itch, I guess is kind of how I would put it, to kind of get back to doing videos here and whatnot. But I will admit, I'd like to do the videos. It's just that the time and the effort that it takes to put the videos on the real effort isn't putting the videos on your camcorder, or in this case, I got an iPhone on the phone here, and then you upload it to your computer, and then the real time consuming part is editing the videos. And you guys know, if you guys are not in the film industry or doing any kind of photography or cinematography or kind of anything to do with that part of, I guess, kind of using a camera or a camcorder or anything like that, you probably kind of know how to use maybe editing software or photography kind of software. Now, me being in the IT field, kind of being a kind of a self-taught programmer, and I'm going to school to try to get down to the kind of the core concepts and kind of knowing much more about that. Being 42, it's really hard for me going back to school here. But anyway, I don't want to kind of go too far off the main path here. Editing the videos is a big time waster. I will put it that way, a big time waster. Unless you know the software like the back of your hand, I can sit here and spend hours trying to get the video to kind of up to my standards, and by that, almost missed, and sometimes I've even missed my upload time. Now, you guys know I try to do this every Tuesday and every Friday, but even then, I'm kind of like, I don't want to say I don't have the time to do it. It's just that it's a big time waster. It's a very, very big time waster. And I kind of feel like, to me, is, I kind of got better things to do with my time. I could be doing something here in the house, or I could be watching a show that I kind of want to watch, or I can go see friends that are even down the road, or kind of live, just a couple of miles away. I could be doing something other than my time, other than that. And I only have this channel just for kind of a casual type of channel. It's not to be anything to be in the thousands of subscribers, or the tens of thousands, or the hundreds of thousands, or maybe even to the millions, which I don't ever see myself getting past. Goodness, I'll admit, probably never past 2,000 subscribers. It's just a very casual channel for me. It's not anything I'm putting a lot of effort into. It's just kind of a hobby that I have, and if I really wanted to take the bull by the horns, I probably could and put effort towards it. But it's just a kind of a content kind of creation to kind of let my kind of creative side come out. And I know some of the stuff you probably don't want to hear, because some of the content you guys like from me is, it's kind of, maybe you're kind of like, oh, Eric, come on, you can put better content out here than that. But it's just a casual type of channel for me to kind of sit here and just, throw videos up here. And if I get 10, 15, 20 views, I know lately they've been kind of peaking at about 50 to 75, kind of right around there. If you guys like the content, I mean, just tell me that you kind of like the content. I mean, I really haven't gotten much feedback really from anybody, whether it's from the vlogging that I do, whether it's from the beer stuff that I do, even though kind of the beer stuff has kind of been pretty much, I will say, eliminated from the channel, or even some of the sports stuff that I did too. I don't necessarily see a lot of the feedback come back and say, hey, Eric, I kind of like a lot of your content. I think people just kind of come along, kind of watch me on here and said, there's another guy doing Detroit Lions videos, or Detroit Tigers, or kind of whatever. And just kind of maybe watch my video for maybe 30 seconds, a minute or better, and kind of go on to the next thing. So that's just kind of how I view it. I don't put a lot of effort and time into my videos, and they show. They show. I don't necessarily know really kind of what else has been going on. I see there's not a lot of subscribers, not a lot of viewers here. And from what I see here, I see three just popped in to be three. And I've only seen maybe one or two kind of comments on here from Christopher, which I appreciate Christopher for coming out here and kind of watching this video here and doing. I thought someone walked in the door here. I'll admit, maybe someone did walk in the door and they just don't want to disturb me. But Christopher was kind enough to get some kind of stuff up here. We're going on about, let's see, almost 15 minutes here. That's kind of really the only thing that is. I didn't really have an agenda. I will say that. Just kind of coming on here, kind of giving my thoughts on here. I know I'm not very good with words and kind of constructing my sentences all that great, but I'm gonna try to at least kind of get some content out here for you guys. Even though I'm probably contradicting myself. trying to get some content on here for you guys, because you guys seem to kind of like the vlogging style videos that I do. And being that I only have just a little bit over 1,100 subscribers, I don't really expect to be seeing the chat here just kind of flow down here with any real kind of comments or anything. But if you do have a comment or a question on here, after this video is done, I'll probably change the title here too. Go ahead and put it down into the comment section. If a question or anything like that, or say, hey, Eric, I like your videos, or Eric, you got to, you got to do better, or you suck, or, it really just doesn't matter to me. Like I said, this is a very casual channel. I'm not going to sit here and put a bunch of time and effort and kind of hours upon hours into editing video here for, it's just a casual thing that I do. And I really do appreciate everybody that kind of came out and supported me here and whatnot. I really do appreciate it. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. So, guys, take care. Deuces.